Yo, what's up, people? How's everybody doing out there? It's another installment of the BeU Podcast. We're back at it. I'm your boy, Ashley.
And this is Lavelle.
Yeah, man, what's going on, man? How you doing, Lavelle, man?
Been doing good, man. You know, out here hustling, bustling, trying to get it, trying to network and meet new people.
Yeah, that's the way to be, man. That's one of the things you really need to do if you're here in Japan. Just a heads up, get your networks up. Talk to a lot of people. You'll be surprised about some of the people that you meet out here.
Definitely surprised by the people, what they working on, who they know, and what they can do for you. Definitely. And also what you can do for them. You know, you surprise yourself that your skills or whatever you bring to the table might be a highly valued skill that people are looking to have. You know, that's something about, leaving your home nation. Sometimes your market could be oversaturated, but around the globe, hey, somebody could be in dire need of your services. So this episode of BeU Podcast, what will we be jumping into today, Ashley?
Well, man, it seems like Clubhouse has been propelling a lot of things for us to talk about recently.
A lot.
Man, so much. Clubhouse just ceases to amaze me, man. So it brought us to talk about this topic. As African Americans, are we obligated to give back to the culture, guys? Are we obligated to give back to the culture? And this seemed like a very popular room that day on Clubhouse. I think he had been running like all day almost.
8 hours.
Oh, was it? They clocked out at 8 hours?
Yeah, it actually got taken over. It was the craziest room I've ever been in my entire life in all history of Clubhouse. That room got hijacked. Literally hijacked.
Word?
They messed around and gave a green bean to the wrong person. They started kicking the originator of the room out and all their friends, then brought in all their friends, and they went crazy in the room and kicked everyone off the stage. And then they said, if you want to get on the stage, you have to pay us if you want to speak. It was a crazy room. They had to literally make a 2.0 version of the room. Like,
really?
Yes.
Wow.
I've never seen that before in my life. I was on the stage. I got kicked off. Never seen. I was like,
some cats came in there and sabotaged the room on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Man, that is wild. But on a serious note, there was quite a bit of heavy dialogue that was going on amongst individuals in that room. Was it not, Lavelle?
Yes, it was a lot. The great topic was are blacks obligated to give back to the culture?
I think yes. I came in there with a hard, firm yes.
You just rested in there like, yeah, I'm going with yeah. It was something like made me really think, you know. That's why, like, when you pinged me, as we call in Clubhouse lingo, I was like, hey, sounds interesting. Are we obligated? That's a great question. A lot of people think about, you know, as Black Americans sometimes, or just Black people in general, we look at the world as they might owe us something. You know, Black Americans, for example, America owes us for slavery. That's up for debate. Caribbeans might feel the same way about some of their nations that occupied them for many years or had them oppressed.
Yep.
So you feel like they need to give back to you because you poured so much into them. That's the best way to put it. I mean, end of the day, you poured, a lot of people, a lot of cultures have poured into the world so much, but have received so little. And the question is, as the Black culture has poured so much into Black individuals worldwide, should we be pouring back into the culture? All
Yeah.
right. That's the question. So, Ashley, I'm going to start off with you. Do you think that we should be giving back?
Yes, absolutely, Lavelle. I do feel we should be giving back into the culture. Um, as I believe everybody knows, African Americans for such a very long time, we haven't been very oppressed throughout our time, especially, and I'm speaking as an American. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure things were probably somewhat the same for individuals in other nations where they were the minority. Um, it's probably the same thing, maybe, maybe not. But I'm speaking from the American's perspective. And we didn't have opportunity. We didn't have a lot of it. We had to really scrape and grind and claw and do things like that to get to it. And even when we did, they still found some way to kind of keep us down and keep us out or and do things of that nature. So the fact that now in this time and age, so many African American men and women are in positions of power or have platforms for their voices to be heard widespread, not only on the local block or in your state, but worldwide. We have these platforms that we could use to have our voices reach not only us as a people, but have people outside of our race hear us and hear what we got to say. So therefore, if you do have a particular type of platform, if you have some type of knowledge that you can share and things of that nature, we really need to be thinking about giving back to the individuals that are looking to go in a particular direction and that somebody out there or one of us may have the compass to lead them in the right direction, right? Why shouldn't we be doing that? Everybody else does it, I think, for the most part, with no questions ever being asked or not even thinking twice. And I think we think too hard on that. And a lot of us think still even to this day, what is that person going to do for me? Which is okay. I get it. Um this is how business works, this is how economies work and things like that. But at the same time, how about you just step outside of your comfort zone, step outside your body and just go ahead and first, you know, help that person that looks like you or help that individual that has something that they're trying to aim for that you've probably already reached the mountaintop on or probably still, getting that. You know what I mean? So far, that's what I have to say on that.
Though I will have to agree with that. But like being on Clubhouse, like I said, it was pretty much got kind of toxic, a lot of arguments. And a lot of people were even questioning how it was phrased. Give back? What do you mean give back? Like, I don't owe them anything. Got pretty crazy. So it made me start to think. Ask the questions, like, what is culture? What is it really? And how do you give back to culture? Then makes one look up the word culture. And then if you look it up on some Wikipedia type tip, it says, what is culture? The arts or other manifestation of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. And then it says ideas, customs, social behavior of a particular people or society. And then in the end, what is it to give back to that culture? And I ask myself, was that even the right word? And I would like to say it's not. I think it was phrased good intent, but phrased wrong. I think we should be pushing the culture forward. And by doing that, that means by being you and pushing yourself forward because you are the culture. It's perfect. It says it here. Ideas and customs, social behavior, particular people or society. And if you're a part of that culture and you were birthed from that culture, guess what? You got to push yourself forward because you are the culture. You represent the culture. And I think that sometimes with Black Americans, we get upset about a lot of things, whether it be hip hop, jazz, the loss of these different arts, R&B. Is it, we lost a lot of these arts, Ash, because we didn't keep pushing them forward. You know what I mean? We lay them down and go find something else. When jazz had a lot more, I feel, of growth left in it. A lot of people say, well, the growth of jazz is hip hop. I don't think so, because actually jazz artists could play music. They knew music. We lost a lot of our musicality, like when it came as a culture, right? Like you see in New Orleans. So I think we really have to stop looking back, because this is the one part of culture. And then I got a little deeper with it. Get ready, world. The word culture derives from a French term. Bonjour, monsieur. It says, which turns or derives from the Latin colere. I might be pronounced wrong. Colere. Colere, which means to tend to the earth and grow, or cultivation and nurture. The key word in this is grow. We need to be growing. We need to be building. And if you always reaching back, is that growing? Imagine the plant going back to the roots all the time.
Not growing at all.
No, it's reaching for new heights. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
It is a seed that's planted and is reaching for heights. And from there, it's not really looking to the left and to the right of what other people are doing. It's just doing what it do. Now, and most importantly, it stays in its lane, because one thing about culture, it's kind of a lot, it derives with nature. You know what I mean? If you look at grass and trees, a lot of times they don't really bump into each other. They stay in their lane. They shoot straight up. They reach for the stars, which is the most powerful star in our solar system is the sun. So I think we should be reaching for the sun. And so forth. So, and I think that is giving back.
Yeah.
Like Absolutely. Me and you, we reached for Japan. We didn't we didn't get to the Narita airport and then look back. We didn't get to Haneda airport and look back and was like, hey, take flight 35. It costs $800.
Yeah, you back on the plane and go back, man. It's too much already.
It's not like we got to Japan and and then ran back and was like, hey man, I'm back. So I went over there. Like, what you back so fast for? No, you need to keep pushing.
Gotta keep pushing.
So I think that's what they really want to say. And then I think that's when it really gets deep. What should we be doing once you break past the ground level? So like we all see planning in this reality, and we break out, right? It's no going back from there. Only back is death. Moving forward. Now, what do we do there from there? Absolutely. And that is the great question. Like, as you go up, your roots will continue to grow, right? Which is basically networking.
Yeah.
So, like, you're going to continue to grow. And eventually you'll start networking, like we just started our conversation. I started off the conversation talking about what I've been doing, this networking, right?
Yeah.
And I haven't had time to really be on the mic because you're networking. And that's a beautiful thing because you're growing.
Growing those branches.
And I think that's what we all need to be doing instead of looking back. And that is moving forward.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And as far as going back into the communities and all that other stuff, I think it just naturally happens. You know, it kind of you know what I mean. I think that will happen with time. But I don't think it's something we have to focus on. I think that's what a lot of people were really tripping about too in the dialogue in Clubhouse was like, why we got to focus on that? I think it kind of does, like organically in a way. You know, like when a tree falls, all the leaves don't stay intact. The leaves are kind of like dollars, you know. Some of them fall by the wayside and they hit the ground and they help nourish the soil and help to cultivate and make better soil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think. What do you think? What do you got on that?
Well, I agree with a lot of analogies and things that you were
I think you're muted, brother.
No, I'm not muted right now. I don't think. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm talking into the mic, and I can't. You can't hear me. I will edit this part out. No worries. No, I'm not muted.
Oh yeah, you good. My bad.
Okay. No, you cool.
My
Just
computer
edit that.
you off, man. Sorry.
No, you straight. No worries, man. But yeah, yeah, I agree with everything what you're saying, man. I do know personally that once I did that interview with the Black Experience Japan, and once my video had went as viral as it did without me even thinking that it would become something like that, I knew at that point that I was not only an influence to so many people outside of my community, but I was more focused on the individuals that were within my community, reaching out to me via DM with words that I never ever would have thought anybody would be saying to me, to people, to be quite honest. So at that point, with the backing of individuals like Lavelle and some other brothers that I actually met through that because of that video, I felt like I had to give back. Like there was no other option. I didn't even think twice. So at that point, I had to figure out how to do it. That led me to wanting to do these small little Japanese classes I thought about start doing, for a modest rate. And then another reason for this podcast, to help individuals that look like me that want to come here, that want to learn this language, that want to just, get out of and go abroad in general, to get them to have some information to use to make their decisions to go abroad or to come here specifically. And for them not to fall on their face like I had probably did so many times being out here. I have the some of the know-how of not how to do that, now. And then give that information to some individual that wants to come over here so they can get over here smooth sailing. Why not? Why not give somebody that? And I think that's a big thing with us, man. Oh, you didn't do it my way, so you're not as good. Or you're supposed to do it this way to appreciate it. That's a big one. You're supposed to do it this way to appreciate it. You're supposed to be down and out and, struggle yourself and figure it all out by yourself to really, really appreciate it. To some extent, that's true. But at the same time, why would you want to sit there and watch somebody struggle and scratch and claw and, you know, attempt to figure out over and over again and fall on their face when you got the know-how to help them overcome that so easily? That's something I never really understood about that.
The reason why a lot of people want to do that because some people like myself believe the greatest thing is not the destination, but it's the journey and the lessons learned that help shape your character, you know. Because as you get older and wiser, you realize, you know, money and the destination isn't actually the real goal. The goal is actually the lessons and the journey. Like I said, which really helps shapes not just your physical vessel, but your soul, your mind, body, and your soul all together, and help make you into a sharper, more a better individual. So sometimes people do like for you to struggle just to see how bad you really want it, and also to help you see how great you are and to help refine some of your qualities within you. So I know that's why many of us do it, but I get what you're really saying about like being multiple ways of getting to a destination. And there's like a point in a conversation, for example, like this conversation's point is, should we give back to the culture? Yes or no? And what are some of the ways we can give back? That is the point of the conversation. But there's many ways to get there. Like you have articulated your point of view and I've articulated my point of view, right? My perspective, your perspective, but it's different ways to get there. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle, especially if they're brought up in religions. They think there's one way, there's only one way. And it's like, no, bro, it's different ways to get to that location. So
yeah, no doubt about it. There's several different ways to get to that location. But as an African American, and knowing that, you know, due to money, due to socioeconomic problems, even psychological problems, us not being able to receive some of the best education and things like that. If you, as an African American, have the knowledge to share, especially with the youth, why not?
facts.
Why not spread those seeds and share that knowledge to build a stronger, much more well-oiled, cohesive unit?
That is so true. Growing up, like I tell a lot of you guys when you listen to this show a lot, I'm from Alabama. Growing up, a lot of people work factories, they work jobs that I could never see myself working. So I kind of was, sometimes in my life, I really just was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on earth if this is what I have to endure for the rest of my life. Like work a factory, people poke wooders, people go in the woods and cut trees, and they're like, that's a good paying job right there, boy. Like, no, that's not what I want to do. And people would tell me a lot of times, you don't belong here. And I was like, don't worry, I'm going to find where I belong. You know, people tell you that a lot growing up in the South. But say this, like, you're 100% right. If I would have had more people coming to my school, if we had the internet like we do now, we had the internet, but we didn't have it like now. We didn't have the Facebooks, the Twitters, the YouTubes, where I can see Black individuals who look like me actually show me the world is greater than America. I would have been like, yep, I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be something that I never seen before. But to my world, it was like, go to college and stay in that same small world stay in those same rules, like in the South is very Christian, so you're binded by these rules. So I was like, I can't wait to get up out of here. So that's what I did. But yeah, you're right. We definitely need to have people sharing their experience and their stories with people.
Yeah. Definitely, all the time. So
That's one way to give back. What's another way to give back?
I mean, another way to give back is, for example, like you said, just being you. I know that sounds corny, y'all, and that's but in to be quite honest, that just popped into my head. But that's what this podcast is about, and that's one of the main principles we started off of: being you,
authentically, unapologetically,
being you, man,
unapologetic.
And the reason I say that is that if I'm trying to be like Lavelle's trying to be like me, or I'm trying to be like the guy down the street or something like that, how is that helping us grow? Right? How does that help us grow as a community? How does that help us become stronger? How does that, i.e., help us spread knowledge amongst each other?
Does it help with networking? Like I said, with the plant analogy. Hey, if you're a tree pushing in your homeboy lane, your roots eating up his roots, you become a banyan tree. One of them trees that just suck up the other tree and just swallow it all up. No, we need to be growing out. Become a forest.
Exactly. That's what we need to be doing. And by being ourselves and sharing that knowledge, that's how you get to know so much more or less. And you don't have to go to a book to go find it. I mean, it's good to go to books and things like that, but we have each other. Why don't we use each other?
Because I'm afraid of you. You might have COVID.
I know, right? That's the age we're in now, right? I can't get close to you. I can't talk to you. I have COVID. Or I can't do this. I can't do that. But unfortunately, early on, I mean, I believe there's so many things in our culture that had us, of course, I want to say afraid to, congregate amongst each other and share ideas and thoughts and get in groups and do things.
We didn't share because I believe there could only be one. See, it started with integration before integration. Give y'all a quick history. You don't know, Ashley, if you know this, but this was the problem with having one Negro in baseball. There can only be one. A lot of people don't know about the Negro Leagues. I loved baseball growing up. Loved it. Had Negro League posters and books. And the one thing many people don't know is there were players better than Jackie Robinson. Are you serious? Yes, there were. One by the name of Satchel Paige was one of them. And he was too old. That's why they didn't bring him in. The point is, there were players better than Jackie Robinson. But they chose him for a reason, as you can see in this story. And that, my friend, is one of the reasons why people love to jump in those people's lane within our community. Because in our mind, there can only be one that can get into the cool kids club. Example. How long has America been around? How many black presidents have you had? One. All these years, one. And most of us black people, we said, we won't get another one. He took up the one quota we had. And that, my friend, is why we stay in each other's lane too much. But we got to crush that mindset of being one and become. That should be our real fight. Like, I think someone said that recently, like, the day where there's no more first.
Yeah, Jay-Z said that.
Jay-Z said, yeah, no more first.
Yeah. Yeah, no more first, man. We need to get rid of that. It's so crazy that in 2021 we're still saying the first African American in this, the first woman in this, the first that in this. Like, really? We're in 2021. And this is the first African American woman, the first African American man to do someone said whatever.
I know that's a lie too. And a lot of people think like, well, you know, you're not that many of you guys aspire to be great. That's a lie. It's a lot of HBCUs with a lot of intelligent individuals. It's not that. It's not. So for my white counterparts, people of Asian descent, Arabic, whatever you want to say, there have always been intelligent people of color worldwide, but you have not accepted them into the realm of inclusion. So that has been the problem. But at the end of the day, we should definitely be giving back, and we should be giving back in ways of being, and the best way to give back is be the best you that you can be, and always do better and be better each and every day, and be that beacon of light for the people behind you so they can know to keep pushing forward. And I think that is one of the greatest ways of giving back. And that's by always moving forward, pressing forward, and carrying the culture with you, and not throwing away the what we call the blackness, the culture, when you step into these rooms, code switching so much. But also you should be a terraformer of different worlds. This is why, like, even in Japan, people say like, oh, you need to do this. No, I'm gonna be 100 with you. I'm pretty militant when it comes to stuff like that. Like, everyone comes into our realms or worlds. I call them realms. They come into your realm or your world, and they really influence you. But people get to sit back and pick and choose what they want from your culture. And that's a no-no with me. If you're going to take my culture, you're going to take all of it. We didn't get to pick and choose what we take from European culture, Asian culture. You're not going to pick and choose what you are. You going to get what I give you. That's what you're going to do. It's like you got that. You're going to get what you're going to. That's what you're going to do. That was part of our culture. That was some very Southern Black talking right there. But yo, you're going to get that. And I'm going to terraform you. I'm going to make you start saying that. That's what I'm going to start doing. And I think that's how we really become better. Because when I see the word better, once again, like I said before, I see a bridge. And that's how we make bridges between worlds. Because each culture is a world within itself. And we need to be building these bridges to have better understanding of each other. Yeah. And that's what I feel.
No doubt about it, man. But at the end of the day, as we always say, and we probably said this a little bit too much, and we're probably wearing it out, we got to do better. Because there was quite a bit of negativity that was coming into that room around that topic, which I really didn't get and really didn't understand. Especially when discussing about a topic of that magnitude, and people are coming in there shutting down people's opinions, talking over people, just not listening. And we can't do that. Okay? I go into other people's rooms that are dealing with some things like that, and I'm not even going to say any particular types of races, but they're not doing that.
Because they give each other their time. Their time is their lane. That is my point. Everybody deserves their own lane. But we, on the other hand, do not believe that everyone can have an opinion or a lane. And that's something we really have to work on. And that's not something I'm going to argue with anybody about. I'll just kindly walk away.
Kindly walk away. Say, all right, brother, sister, that's your opinion. We're going to end this here. Have a good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever so may be, and leave it at that. You know?
I think we should change the culture. Change the culture. Change the culture. They say you got to say it 9 times. Example, anybody that's listening to me right now, we live in Japan. Japan is known for what? The best hospitality in the world.
Yep.
But did you know that Black Americans were once known as having some of the greatest hospitality, especially Southern Blacks? It was called Southern hospitality.
I can believe it.
How about we make that go global? How about we find that Southern hospitality and we make it global, make it known, make it resonate with Black. To me, Southern hospitality trumps Japanese, any Asian hospitality you ever met. You think I'm playing? A lot of Black Southerners, you got to go down south to find it. It trumps Japanese hospitality.
Yeah, it's a lot of tatemae in Japanese hospitality, correct? Which is putting on that facade that I'm this and that I'm this nice and this, that, and the other. But
ours is not that fake.
No, me neither. Me neither. I don't think a lot of us aren't in our community.
But you feel at home and you come back, because guess what? When we listen to you, we look you in the face and we listen and we love you. When you come back next day, we know your name. And we know everything you told us in that conversation. That's Southern hospitality.
No doubt.
So that is our true culture. And I want us to move forward. I mean, there are some things, and by saying my moving forward, those things are already embedded in us. I don't care if you Black in Alabama, California, New York, you got that in you. You just keep pushing forward and be the best you can be, and always put your best foot forward, especially for your culture and your people. So that's all I got to say. We've been talking about this for a little minute. Yo, if you ever on Clubhouse, you already on the BeU Podcast. So, yo, follow us on Clubhouse. Once you get the little greenhouse, you can be up in there. And we'll keep encouraging you to be the best you that you can be. And we'll start giving you some step-by-step plans on how to do that. Ash, you got any closing words for this podcast?
Yeah. Once again, you got to do better. And she was saying that we got to do better.
This is the do better year, brother.
Yes, this is do better year. Do better for yourself. Do better towards your people. You know, sit back, listen to what somebody has to say. Genuinely, not passively. Really listen to what that person has to say. You know, don't be shutting people down just because something is not in line with your thoughts or your thought processes and things like that. That's where we go wrong a lot of the time and keeps us from growing, as I stated, because you're listening to somebody be themselves, express themselves about something that they're thinking, and you're saying, nah, that ain't, why are you saying it? No, man, don't do that. Just sit back, listen, absorb it, think about it, and then maybe flip it back to that individual in a way like, oh, well, maybe if you think this way, like, we don't speak like that when we're speaking with each other. Oh, I get that, but just little stuff like that, y'all. We got to do better with communicating with each other and helping each other out. And as we stated, giving back to our culture in a positive, in a very fruitful way. So we're powerful people, man. We just dripping with talent, dripping with knowledge, all that stuff. There's no reason why we shouldn't be much more stronger cohesively within our nations ourselves, but around the world, man. Come on, man. Let's get it together. Let's get focused. And like you said, this is definitely a year, do better year. I definitely committed that to myself, self-investment, doing better, and things of that nature. And also, as Lavelle stated, we are on the Clubhouse. We'll be hosting a room every Friday night at 10 o'clock JST.
Yeah.
I know that's that's top of the morning for some of y'all. So if you could check in while you're getting ready for work or about to go to work or at work, that would be awesome. My friends in Japan, please go on ahead and check in and tap in. I'm actually probably gonna schedule the room tonight and think of a topic to add to it. But yeah, guys, thank y'all.
It's subject to change, you know.
It's subject to change anytime.
If you guys got a best time, you know, hit us up. Let us know what time is great. We could probably fit it. That time just kind of works for us a little bit. So
yeah, we definitely adjusted. Let us know. But yeah, man.
I want to throw something out there. Yeah, like what he said, please follow us on the Clubhouse. And you know, this was great. Like he said, we need to really continue to use positive language with each other. And I was going to say this. I know this might sound kind of messed up, but Black Lives Matter, then Black opinions and feelings should also matter. You know, so many people did that throughout 2020 with George Floyd and all the protesting. And what I've been witnessing recently in social media is that people do not respect. Respect. I don't need your love. I need your respect. And respect other people's opinions and respect their person, you know, like respect them as people and let them, if a person is speaking, let them have the floor, let them get their ideas out, their feelings out. Then you speak your piece. And let's be 100. That's what George Floyd was killed over. That's a whole nother podcast, but it ties into this. He was speaking his piece. The officers didn't like that, which ended up his life. But I'll be in the clubhouse. I hear Black women who are always like Black Lives Matter and Black guys, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But you don't let anybody get their words off. You ain't no better than the police putting your neck on the your knee in the guy's neck, straight up. Let them have their time to talk. You're not right. That's bullying. Like Kanye tell everybody, y'all bullies, straight bullies. Let them talk. If you want to hear an echo chamber, you know what? Call your friends. Not Clubhouse. Clubhouse should not be an echo chamber.
No.
That's toxic. Echo chambers are toxic. You ain't no better than the Trump supporters who watch Fox News and say, yep, that's what I thought. But just know we love you, man, and always do better. Yeah, really appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Ashley. Thanks for being on the podcast today. And hopefully, if you guys got any more topics, please email us on Instagram. Hit us up on whatever social media platform you follow us on. Just hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
So close us out, Ash. Let people know where they can find us.
All day, man. Let's close it on out, man. You know where you can find us, man. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts. Any streaming service where podcasts are found, we are on it. Follow the Instagram, BeU _
Follow.
Crew forever. Okay, you can follow me at Ashley _ BeU forever.
Ever.
And you can follow my man's Lavelle and Mr. _ Lovely _ Day on his Instagram as well.
Day.
Yeah, all day, every day, man.
All day, every day. Hey, like he said, you guys go in love, man, and just do better.
Yeah, man, nothing but love on this side, man. We really appreciate y'all checking in with us every single week. Catching the episodes of the BeU Podcast. We have quite a few in the library right now, so go back and check them out if you haven't checked them all out. But with that being said, man, hey, morning, noon, and night, whatever you are at in the world, man, remember to always be you. Love y'all. Peace.